Should be live. Let me check that the audio is being recorded correctly. Looks like it is. I'm just gonna wait like a few moments. Make sure my internet is stable before entering the first round. So what is the goal for today? I guess 700 is close. Obviously 35 wins, 5 rounds. Typically I get to do 5 rounds, but there are occasionally faster and slower rounds. It's hard to have a very fast arcade round, as obviously the arcade has the roulette, and we do roulette at regular speed, at the no speed up or speed down with the emulator. So that always adds about a few minutes of time on each match. Actually, while I'm waiting, let me just pull up the enemies list. That's the wrong one. Is this it? Looks like it is. Because sometimes I have to update the streak manually if we get a skip match. I don't typically go for skip matches. The way this team works, guess while we're waiting. The way this team works is that we have aromatherapy on Blissey, which is a major source of safety, and then while the team does not want to play in Sandstorm, and it doesn't really want to play in Sun either, we accept it as risks. Last stream wasn't very good. There were quite a few close calls. It looks like my internet is fully stable, so let's get started. Well, I said let's get started. I am indeed live. That's what I wanted to check. Yeah, with 700 on the cards, it's not unthinkable to consider 1,000. The arcade does not get harder, it stays the same difficulty. Never doing it yourself. I don't recommend people doing it. I think maybe I should have made a bigger deal of it. The introduction, I did talk about how there is actually an EV training spot, and I think I put it in the description. Basically just go for speed EVs or don't play it at all. There's no need to play it. So Hiker. Is it Mama Swine Monday again? This could be a tricky one. Losing immediately would be kind of gutting. I'm not even sure what I would do, because I haven't set up anything else on this PC. I guess I probably have to go and play Tower. So yeah, that's motivation to not lose, I guess. Mama Swine's not a good lead, because it obviously beats Garchomp. And although we can switch, Mama Swine free is a big issue. Mama Swine Monday is beginning instantly. The good news about this fight is that Suicune and Blissey are very good against Golem and Credilli. So because of that, I think we will just substitute and then probably Outrage or Mamoswine. Thanks, Jeep. Just keep careful at the first roulette board. I didn't catch what it was. I think we'll aim for the berry square. It's pretty safe. I kind of wanted to level up, but berry is better for the whole round because I keep berries between games. Lumberry was very nice. Yeah, let's consider what we do. So obviously every Mamoswine, except for free, will use an ice move. I think we do want to substitute because we do want to check if it is free. Actually, it's possible for Mamoswine 2 to use Curse. It's just very unlikely. Because Avalanche is weird AI. We'll do this in case of Mamoswine free. Of course, it's Mamoswine free. The Ditto is crazy. The thing about the XD video is that I was thinking a lot because I obviously lost. Spoilers, I lose more than once in the XD video. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I want to show the loss because, you know, it's a true reflection of my first impression playing the game. But then I was like, I don't really want to show the earlier matches, like beating the trainers I'd just beaten. So I just did sort of like a fast sort of speed up thing. Yeah, what's crazy, I might do a short about it. What's crazy is that there is a rematch. The first time I lose, there's a rematch where it's an insane game. Marowak goes down to 1 HP, and I get frozen. It was an unbelievable game. I'll probably recycle it into a short. But the XC was a lot of fun to play. It was a lot of fun to play. I have... Spoilers. I have already done Colosseum. Thanks, Cole. Thanks for the sub. Spoilers, I have already done Colosseum. And that was really hard. I'm glad people enjoyed it. It was a bit of effort. Why did I sword stance? That was a really bad mistake. I did not mean to do that. Do I Earthquake now? It's a range to kill Mamo. There's no reason to risk it. Are there big game spoilers in it? No, you didn't distract me. It's my fault if I make a misclick. It's never chat's fault. I am always joking if I blame chat. Is there spoilers? There are no spoilers. I spoil the Pokemon you have access to. So, like, at the beginning, I talk about what Pokemon I'm considering. So, I guess spoilers, it's like, there's a Rhydon. I don't show any of the main story. It's all post-game. But the boss characters show up again in the post-game. So, like, I guess it's like the equivalent of the gym leaders showing up again. So yeah, no major spoilers. It's a really weird temperature in my room. Yeah, I don't know. I quite openly, I'm trying to copy. I'm happy to say this. I'm trying to copy 2 YouTubers, which I think are doing a really good job at the moment, which are Wolfie VGC and Adef. I really like both of their videos, and their audience clearly do too, the rest of the audience. And a lot of what they do, not to go too deep into it, is like they have some clever ways of approaching videos and editing, which I'm trying to replicate. But a lot of what Adef and Wolfie do, which is tricky to copy when you can't copy it, is it feels a lot more sort of loose and long form and free form. Oh, Snorlax has the wrong moves. That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't sure about that overlay as well, though. I was curious if people would appreciate it or not. I was thinking during the game that it's like... I was like, if I just showed the game footage, it might be quite hard to follow. So I wanted something there to explain what their moves were, and I was like, I don't know what to put. So I just like did a really quick sort of thing on the side for each player. I might get rid of it for the Colosseum video. I don't know. It's tricky. It's always a challenge. Like the overlay I've got on now on the stream, it was a lot of effort to sort of get the right proportions. My favourite Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness player. I do want to do the battle CDs though. I think they're a lot of fun. Anyway. Cyclists are not good either. Hey, who's... Yeah, that's not easy. No, so Colosseum's different. This is spoilers for the next video. Very minor spoilers. In Colosseum, there's the story mode you click onto in the main menu, and there's also something called battle mode. And in battle mode, you have like special Colosseum challenges. It's not Mount Battle, and those are really hard. Mount Battle is like, I don't want to say it's completely easy, but it's quite easy. You get a lot of continues. It's, as long as you go in with a real team, it's quite difficult to fail Mount Battle. But so yeah, the Colosseum, like the Colosseum difficulty is unhinged. There are a few comments about it on the video already, but it's like, yeah, there is a Soldiu Latios on the enemy team, which is the most broken. There's also Kyogre and stuff. It's an unbelievable like jump in difficulty. Right, let's talk about this match. So Garchomp kills Gallade in one shot, and Honchkrow doesn't matter. It's basically just need to kill Skarmory without losing. And Suicune always beats Skarmory, right? It takes a lot for Skarm 4 to beat Suicune. It needs to back-to-back crit, and I think I would Surf if I get crit by Brave Bird on the Switch. Yeah, the battle mode thing is like, I don't know what to call. I feel well, a lot of this stuff, it's like, I don't want to be negative, because like one way of doing the Colosseum video is I'm like, no one has ever 100% this game before, which is kind of true. But it's like I don't want to talk down to other YouTubers, even like small ones. Like it's not right, and I'm like, I've got to find another way of saying it. I might frame it as like the hardest challenge in Pokemon, and but that's probably not true, because Gen 4 Factory is probably harder. Might be the hardest fight in Pokemon. That might be true. Yeah, we'll see. I do have Lumberry as well. It's HP down, which I'll let run out. Yeah. The Colosseum one is hard because the Pokemon you've access to in Colosseum are also not good. They are slightly better than XD, I feel, because the legendary beasts are in Colosseum and they are actually quite good. Whereas Moltres and Articuno are pretty terrible. The Gen 4 Factory Gulpin, I think that's the hardest thing in Pokemon. Like, I can't think of something harder than that. And I think it's already too hard. Team would you run if I kind of fake out? I'm not sure. Like, honestly, I built that team too quickly. I should have run Electrode. I think Electrode of Explosion should have been on the team, and maybe Dusclops should have been on as well. Marowak was funny, but probably the worst member. And I think Salamence was also a bit of a liability. Lapras was also quite bad, to be honest. Gen 4 Factory Gulpin, but it's doubles. That would be even worse, yes. Gen 4 Factory doubles is harder. Luckily, there's no requirement to do it in the game. Getting past Fortin. Yeah, so like, Fortin's on 21 and 49, right? And the gold symbol matches on 49. And you always get a few, actually, people in the comments of YouTubers say, actually, there's no gold print in Generation 4. It's only in Generation 3. And I'm like, the entire community calls the second boss battle the gold print. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But yeah. I think the gold print on Gen 4 is like, that's the one thing. I know I did a video on it where I did a challenge on best of 5, but the odds of getting gold print, no matter how slow you go, is not above 50. It's like, if you play really well, it's like 30% to get gold, probably. Maybe they do refer to it as gold print in game. But it's like, gold print in Factory is the one thing in all of Pokemon where I was like, if I'm going to play for a whole day, I might not get it. If I played for Gen 3 for a whole day, I would get gold in Factory. And every other facility, you can get gold. But Gen 4, you could do 20 attempts on Gen 4 and do nothing wrong and fail to get gold. Symbols, yeah, exactly. There's pedantic stuff like that. That's exactly right. It might take a while to get a 700, but it's actually, when you get this far into a streak, it's more about not losing than winning. The slowest thing to do here is not to play slowly, but to lose and then have to reclimb. I don't think I'm going to play arcade. I'm not going to play this team again for a very long time if I lose. Do we Carmine once? You need a lot of time and familiarity. I would love to not use up Lum. Who was last? Honchkrow. It's not to dismiss anyone who's got gold, but there is a bit of luck, right? Because Thornton is hard on the first try, but he can get a weak team. He can have, like, Dusclops 1, Chuckle 1, and so on. And then round 4 isn't that hard, because it's basic AI again. And then round 5 is hard, but it's like, you know, you could get Gardevoir 2 in round 5, and I don't know, you could like swap for like Snorlax 1 or something. You can get through it, and then round 6, you can have a set 4 elevation, so you could have like Tauros 4. And then round 7, you can have a good team. And like, that's lucky. You still need to play well or you will lose, but there is a bit of luck, yeah. Get 50 flags in permacash. I mean, the underground in Gen 4 is also annoying, right? I was watching Adef's Fire Red Pokedex completion video just before the stream. It was quite funny. Yeah. Yeah, Latios 2. Thornton Gold Symbol, the fight itself is actually often quite easy. There's like a lot of pretty bad legendary Pokemon he can bring. It's the matches before then which are scarier. Is that a cyclist? It is, right? So it's a set freeze. How do we lose this? I do still have Lumberry, which is important potentially. Gliscor free is a known problem. I think I need to keep Garchomp alive. I'm guessing he means Tauros, perhaps. That's I get burned. I do have a Lumberry, but I still don't want to be burned. I'm going to go for one of these two. Yeah, that's really good, actually. That's perfect. Yeah, Farret 2 is like a known, very good Pokemon for getting the silver print. A lot of the factory is just, you just have to know it. Like, in Gen 3 and Gen 4, you just need to know what's good. It's like Cloyster's really good in Gen 3, for example. It doesn't mean you automatically get the print, but it's like, it's really helpful. It is, unfortunately, download. Burrito! I'm guessing you're maybe here from the video. Not being frozen and losing the berry immediately is a good start to the game. Does our HP total matter here? Gliscor has a super effective move in counter, so Gliscor will be next in. I don't think our HP total matters at all, does it? There's no reason to heal and risk being frozen and give up the Lumberry. If anything, it would be smarter to be lower, Okay, you live. I wasn't expecting that. How likely are you to use U-turn actually? Because it's 75% on the fact that count is super effective, but it's possible, isn't it? God, I hate this thing. Okay. Okay. That is most of the danger past. That's correct. So the AI does cheat a few times. If you have thick fat and you have solid rock and a few other abilities that alter the way that damage is calculated, the AI sees that in the damage calcs. So for example, if you've got a heat-proof Bronzong and overheat would kill if you had levitate, but it doesn't kill if you have heat-proof, the AI knows that overheat never kills. But for most abilities, the AI will guess. That's right. Yeah, good question. And also, if you ever discover something that you think is wrong, there's a decent chance you're right and that it is a new discovery. There have been a lot of new discoveries in the past few years. The best thing you can do if something weird happens is to record the fight. Or ideally, I guess you have a recording already, but like an accurate description of what's going on, because quite often we get reports and then it turns out that the person like misremembered, and it's not that it's a waste of time because it's always helpful to go over it again, but yeah, it's helpful to know exactly what happened. So Parasol Lady Angie. Discover the new Gen 4 mechanic. The newest one I've discovered is the fact that a super effective reduction berry, the damage when you use counter or mirror coat after it, doubles against what you should have done if you didn't have the berry. It's so weird. It's a really bizarre interaction. I guess not that surprising, but quite... I guess it did surprise me. That's really strange. It seems very difficult to lose this because they don't have items in the factory. Not in the factory, in the arcade. Secret power is 90 accuracy. What? Is that even a thing in future gens, Tiso? That's so weird. Why is it... I guess if you're using secret power, you should know that it's accurate. It's very strange. I missed what that was. I don't think it matters. Level up wouldn't matter. I'm quite far ahead here. I wouldn't want level up because Lionel would then be faster than Garchomp, but it's better than like risking hitting this. Egg Bomb Chansey. Chansey 2 is a contender for the worst thing you can get. It was actually level up. I had a feeling it was that. Chansey 2 might be the worst elevation in Factory round 3. I mean round 2. You also don't want it in round 3, but... Am I forgetting something? Like there's Raticate 2, that sucks, but I think I'd rather have Raticate than Chansey. I might do a video going over damage calcs. It's just really difficult to do it without sounding like I'm being ridiculously pedantic. Yeah, my philosophy on like when you're using a calc like that, I think you get so much more out of using a calc if you already have a good feeling for the game. So like you want to sort of like use it to double check. Croconaw is exactly 55.1 pounds. Grass knot is incorrectly calculated because it's less than or equal. Gosh, I didn't know that. I mean, that's obviously quite niche, Croconaw, but yeah. Obviously, in Platinum Kaizo, you come across niche interactions. So the accuracy thing is a thing where it Eisenkalt lists out the chance of killing, right? Yeah. I don't know how many people actually like use the result of that. Thanks, VBs. Nijeki 94, 49 English batch exactly. The true answer to everything. So let's do 1 boost. Okay, let's do 2 boosts. I want to try and keep hold of my Lumberry. Do I switch here? I think the Lumberry is... Is it worth more on Suicune or Garchomp? Maybe it's Garchomp. Yeah, it gives a percentage of accuracy, that's it. There it goes. Okay, well there's no point trying to kill you fast anymore then. Wait. Raised Leaf doesn't calc doubles. It's stuff like that though, like if you're going to use a damage calc, this is just my opinion, you shouldn't be caught out by like spread damage not being applied. You should already have a good feeling for how much damage it does. It makes you better. Even with the damage calc, it is still useful to have like a good feel for calcs. Because otherwise, you won't realise, potentially, that, like, you forgot to apply Intimidate or something. I see it with newer players a lot. It is a good idea to use the damage calc, definitely. I am not suggesting sort of worse style player of nothing. But, you wanna, like, look at the calc and be like, yes, I think that's right. I think also it's like, this is just how I play. I do like checking the calc. I like checking the calc after I thought about the turn, because if you look straight at the damage calc, you can like get tunnel vision on the fact that a move kills, and you can forget that. Oh wait a minute, I could switch and use Dragon Dance and so on. Yeah, it's like VBs is right. Like, I just know the calcs for this team. If I check something, it will be a damage roll. But I've played with like, 1,000 battles, maybe more. Much more with Garchomp. Croconaw isn't factory. Oh, does Nijeki not support it? Yeah, I mean, most people who play early factory don't play with calcs. Not saying that that's right or wrong, I just think that's true. I was talking with Xarian earlier in the week about this, about like using calcs or not, and Xarian and like Dave Globus and stuff, they're right that it's efficient to play fast, but the thing I have is that I get so annoyed when I lose to, particularly when I lose to random AI, that I know that it's better for me to go slow just so I don't get pissed off. It is, if you have the mental to not get thrown off by losing like 5 times in a row, it is probably best to go full speed up. bottom mash. Crocodile's doomed now. I feel like you probably use Psybeam anyway. The confused chance. Anyway, am I in trouble in this game? I don't think so. There's no Quick Claw on Werelord 4 in the arcade. It's a tricky one though. I don't want to activate Trick Room. I guess I could switch if I do. We'll aim for speed down though. Or do I want to risk rain actually? Just hit it. Luckily it's not a Swift Swim game. At the moment you thought you lost, but forgot to activate Swarm. So you actually did okay. Classic. Thanks, Ramses. Yeah. I mean, once you play a lot, I feel like if you play a lot, you never forget Blaze, Torrent, Overgrow. It's the kind of thing where if you're new to the Frontier, it's really easy to forget, but you'll never forget after you play for 100 hours or so. Remembering doesn't make the experienced players geniuses. It's just you will never forget because it's the most dangerous thing about those Pokemon. The Jeggy did it right. So it is more likely to be Werelord switching in. If Poliwrath does switch in, it can obviously be Blizzard. If Werelord comes in, it can't be Poliwrath 3. The biggest issue here is going to be Poliwrath 2, though. Known enemy of the state. Wrong accuracy for Secret Power is so strange to me. Like, how does that happen? Like, in what world is it inaccurate? Did they change it in a later gen? Do I just attack? It's quite likely to have an ice move. Substitute feels free. I reckon I kill. I don't. I'm a fraud. Thinking about how many to do. My gut feeling is to do 2. But it might be better to do 1. Okay, we've taken no damage. Do we want to do 1? I'm a bit worried about Dynamic Punch. Yeah, let's do 1. It's rough because I know that Poliwrath 2 survives 2+1 Hidden Power Electrics. But the damage is meaningful for Seismic anyway. The real question becomes if it hits Dynamic Punch here. If I switch or not then. It should want to bulk up if it is 2. And it can't be 3. Okay. I don't think I can lose. Ignoring doubles. Another W. Okay, in half an hour I've done 6 games. That's actually not too bad. No, 5 games, but... Pretty sure this is a scientist, right? There's no other overworld sprite that looks like this, I believe. Which does make it set 2s. Mystery beating world record. I mean, there's no schoolboys this late into the frontier. They appear earlier as set 2 trainers. And it's the breeder and waiter that share a sprite. You are right though, it is a schoolboy sprite as well. Tonya is a picnicker. The impish Gallade. Flynn is a scientist. I think we sub. Particularly because it doesn't have white herb. Hey, Barristers. Yeah, let's attack now then. Interesting that that's the cutoff though. On Croconaw. I'm just wondering to myself what I would have guessed Croconaw was. I think I would have guessed 60 power. Do you know if the previous world record holder is trying to actually make a new personal best? I don't think Squilliams is playing. When the stream says world record, that is the current streak. Like, I'm first with 671. Second place is, I think, 360. So I beat myself from last stream, essentially. I think Squilliams is playing Subway. I did see him play Castle Doubles as well. I think he's playing Castle Doubles and Subway. UT Nadia. Idol came back. I mean, again, not to be arrogant, but it's going to be tricky to beat this record. It's so easy to lose in the arcade to a single bad roulette. I think to beat this record, someone is also going to need to use Blissey. Which is not impossible. Someone could easily do that. It's the highest world record streak among the entire Gen 4 frontier. I believe it's Squilliams All Multis. But I've forgotten what he got. Let me look it up. It's either that or it's Jumpman's tower. Yeah. Hall Multis 3,558. The Heatran team, which is a very epic one. So yeah, again, that can be beaten, but I would assume that someone who tries to beat it would also use Heatran. Good troll by an outbreak. I said that the longest streak in Gen 4 is Squilliam's all multis with Heatran and Heatran. Essentially. Anyway. What I think we do here is just sub down. Does it matter if Garchomp faints? No, right. Give myself the best possible chance of killing this. The evasion boost. I'm actually glad it's hailing now. Dojo winning with acupressure would be cinema. Luckily it didn't happen. There are, I don't know, I'm not an expert on Hall multis, but there's stuff like Bright Powder. I think Entei and Hall has an evasion item, right? There's Quick Claw that you will eventually lose. Now, Garchomp will live Earthquake. I needed the chip. On the note of world record, does it need to be streamed? Well, that's a controversial question. The Smogon leaderboards do not require any kind of proof. Our new leaderboards do. They require it to be fully live streamed. So there are 2 different leaderboards and one does. The Smogon leaderboard, they won't accept it with no proof. But essentially you just have to convince CISO that you played the game. You meant Castle. Well, in Castle, the biggest enemy is misclicking. And I do think, although in theory your team can go infinite, I think it's extremely unlikely anyone will ever get 10,000 wins in Castle. It's just so long to go without ever misclicking or making a mistake. Yeah, live streamed, because we've had incidents in the past where people have recorded footage offline that is revealed to be cheated. It would be nice if the proof requirements were a lot less strict, but cheaters have ruined it, basically. If you're going to submit to Smogon, they would appreciate you to have videos of you playing. It makes it a lot easier to validate when you can just watch the team being played for a bit. Thanks, Nick. Battle Girl, fire and fighting types. I love to see Heatran in the lead and not in the back. Breloom is always a bit of a problem, though. Yeah, what's tricky about the XD video, I said this at the start of the stream as well. It's 28 battles, right? Well, it's more because I lose, but I lose more than once. But it's 28 battles. I'm like, do I show the boss fights? Like, the boss fights are kind of more cinema, and then it'd be shorter, and people would watch it more, maybe. But I was like, I'll just timestamp it, and if people want to skip ahead, I totally get it. I would probably skip ahead. yeah, it's like it's easier to just upload the whole thing and then be like, yeah, here's doing all of it. Well, Nick, basically, so full spoilers. Last year, I played Colosseum. Because last year they announced they were releasing Colosseum and XD on the Switch. So I was like, oh, I remember the Colosseum battle mode. It's incredibly difficult. I'll do it. So I did it. It got delayed by a few things, but I did it. And then this year, on Pokemon Day, in February, they were like, oh yeah, XD's coming out. I'm like, well, what about Colosseum? What do you mean XD's coming out? So then I played XD first. So the Colosseum video has been waiting for the XD video. And the XD video has kind of been waiting for XD to come out. So yeah, I don't know why XD came out first. I mean, it's a slightly more polished game. I think it's fine to prefer Colosseum, but XD is a more streamlined experience. I'm wondering if Colosseum will ever come out. Like, I don't know, XD is infinitely less cool. The protagonist in Colosseum is amazing. Is the next video going to be how I got to World Battle Arcade Singles? No. No. That will be a long way off, unfortunately. Yeah, I've got quite a clear idea on what the next 5 videos will be. But after the next 5, it will mostly be how well different videos do. I've got a bit of a weird video coming up, and I'm not sure if people are going to hate it or love it. It's so weird that they released XD first. Like, I'm pretty sure XD and Colosseum was pretty much the same difficulty. They might be aware that Colosseum, like, it really needs support from home. Like, Colosseum was not designed to be played on its own. Anyway, I should be fine in this game. Just need to be a... Okay, it's freeze. No, it's paralyze. It's a bit risky to play this match paralyzed. I'm gonna aim for battle points or level up. Amazing. Okay. But yeah, the XC is like... Aura Colosseum is hard, but I saw a lot of people talking about, oh, it's hard in the Frontier. I'm like, it's not hard in the Frontier. It's not hard in the Frontier, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's not harder than Frontier. It's a good endgame challenge. Honestly, it's a more appropriate level of difficulty than the Frontier, but it's not that hard. The Colosseum one is that hard, though. I mean, that is true. Let's not get crit by Flash Cannon. I never played Pinball. I saw a video. I've forgotten what it was. There was some kind of like deep dive into like getting the Pokedex in Pinball I watched, which really looked really good. So I really enjoyed that. That was in Ruby and Sapphire Pinball, I think. It's Entei first. Does that tell me anything? We don't know what Heatran it was. It could have been 2. I guess the most likely Entei is going to be Entei 3, right? Solar Beam. It probably was a special Heatran. So do I just Earthquake it? Or do I want to try and set up? I can substitute. Taking damage before Breloom comes out is not actually a bad thing anyway. Okay, we did kind of predict that as most likely. Just kill it. It's funny, the Frontier is funny, like, there's all of these little decisions, like recognizing it's most likely to be Entei free, and none of them are very important on their own, but like they add up. If you watch, there's a lot of other people who play the Frontier now as well, and they all play very well. And it's noticing like little things that give you a small edge. And Zarian, of course, did pass Jalal in Gen 3 Tower. New number 2 streak with a fully offensive team. Well, if you consider substitute Suicune to be fully offensive, but I would say so. Particularly compared to the other teams on the leaderboard, fully offensive. Which is an interesting development, and I think proof of the fact that knowing how to play against the AI is really important. There's a lot of skill at the top. I've always had the opinion that offense is harder to play in Pokemon than defense, particularly in singles. It's not that I think stall takes no skill, but I think it's a lot easier to become a very good stall player than to become a top level offensive player. It's a lot more sharp decision making. It's very tricky. Meganium's a bit of a weird lead, right? Can I just go Blissey? I don't see a reason why not. Meganium 2's a bit awkward, but that's it. I mean, Exarian has said, and this vindicates me, I've always said this, and Parasitizers know what I'm going to say here. It's hard to remain interested in a team after about 1,000 or 2,000 battles. You just get bored of it. Doubles remains interesting for a bit longer, but singles in particular is like you start to heavily replay the same matchups again and again and again on lead, and it gets quite boring. And Exarian has said he is now a bit bored of the team, and that makes sense. I mean, this is what's hard about Tower in Gen 3 and Gen 4, and also Arcade a bit, is like you kind of need to do it first or second try. Because let's say I lost right now and I was trying to get 1,000 wins, like the motivation to replay from 0 up to this to try and get 1,000 at the end, I don't know about doing that. That's going to take a very long time. And I'd be way more bored, way more likely to make a mistake. So you kind of have to do it quite early on. That's kind of like the hidden skill of the Frontier, is that it's not hard to become good at a team, but you kind of need to become good at a team very fast before you get bored of it. Ideally. Or you learn to play it really fast, and then maybe playing it again isn't so boring. So it's Lumber. It's not Lumber, it's Berry Square. Yeah, so the closest thing to Garchomp is definitely Latios. I think in Arcade, without items, Latios is very interesting because Latios can run Memento. So you either kill them with Latios, or you can Memento and then do setup, which I think is a very promising idea. And then in other facilities where you get items, Specs Latios hits unbelievably hard and is very fast. So yeah, the closest thing to Garchomp is Latios. But Garchomp is better, because you don't have to dip into a 90% accurate move to have full power. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, he has made a few mistakes. You can't do full attention for every game. You have to play a few games on autopilot or you'll go mad. I got a Staff Berry. That'll be interesting. I kind of want to stay in. Like, Garchomp is not allowed to faint because of Typhlosion, but I don't need it to be at full health. Yeah, I know what you mean about Zarian, but the thing about Zarian's team is it's really the Medicham. Like, what you don't... If you haven't seen Zarian play his team, and you haven't thought about it much, Choice Band Fake Out sounds stupid, but actually it's incredible, because it does enough damage to turn off double team from a lot of enemies, and it can outright, like, two-shot quite a lot of scary things. So you just outspeed Fake Out, switch, and then you outspeed Fake Out again. And it doesn't matter if they're Quick Claw or something, because you just kill them. So it adds a lot of safety. And then the other thing is that Brick Break kills like stuff like Regice. And because he's adamant, he kills Rhydon in one shot. Like it's just really, really strong. The team's not perfect, but when you first see it, I can understand being a bit skeptical, but actually it works quite well. And then obviously the main power of the team is the fact that Latios is so strong. But I do agree with Zarian that I think lead Latios is very awkward because you get forced out so often. See it a lot of the time in actually the arena. I'm playing the arena right now, and I have a very similar set to him. And leading Latios is tricky in singles. Because sacrificing Latios at the beginning of the game can be difficult. So yeah. And then Suicune is a very good third Pokemon. General idea about world record. At what point are people satisfied with their records? If the records are broken, do they try and beat them again? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a good question. It depends. It depends on the player. There are quite a lot of... It really depends on the player. It depends on the team. It can be quite painful to replay a streak. And often, well, at least historically and right now, a lot of players are friends. And it's like... So it's like, for example, in arcade doubles, I used to have world record, and Squilliams beat it by a lot. I do plan on trying to beat it again, but am I going to non-stop try and beat Squilliams? No, I'm probably going to try like a few times. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. And it's like if someone beat my... It's like if Rabbi beat my Gen 4 factory level 100 record. Like, I would want to play again, but I'm not sure if I would be singly focused on beating him or if I'd just be playing again. Chasing a record can be quite tricky. Yeah, there's a fair amount of movements, but we don't have a lot of players. If we had more players, we'd see more activity. I think is basically the answer. Like, Squilliams is playing now, yes, and I'm playing, but it's like, you know, I don't know Squilliams' personal life, but I assume he can't stream every day. Like, I can't stream every day. And when I can stream, I can only stream for a few hours. So it's like, even if Squilliams wants to go for a streak, he's limited in being able to only to play a few things at a time. And outside of me and Squilliams, most people stick to one thing. So, like, a lot of the Gen 3 guys, they just play factory. There's nothing wrong with that, but it does mean, for example, that there isn't as much activity in the other facilities. So CISO's in chat. CISO plays Battle Hall and Battle Factory. And CISO could play other facilities, but I don't think he's that interested in them. Am I really one of your fans? So yeah, it's a tricky. I'm hoping Navy. I'm hoping that my videos can get more people into it, and then it can be more active. Something I've said a lot, and I really do mean this. I would rather live in a world where I have no records because everyone is playing for Frontier and it's so competitive that I can't get a record. I would much rather live in that world than live in a world where like almost no one plays and I have a load of records. I would much rather live in the world where it's like being played a lot. There's no doubt about that. What's a guitarist? So because Absol is on this team, it's a set 4 guitarist. It'll be Tobias or Cecil. Because the any set guitarists don't run dark types. Like, obviously, if it was very competitive, I'd want to try and get them, but, you know, being realistic, if all the best players in the world were playing Frontier, there's no reason why I should have better or worse results than them. Why are there two guitars flavors? I'm not sure. It's just the way the game works. Yeah, I don't know. It's like that with Factory. Like Gen 3 Factory, I could have played it loads last year, but I was just like, I need to make sure I play other facilities. Because if I could play whatever I wanted, I would probably just play Factory. Are there any other trainer classes? Yes, there's idols. There are different types of idols. I think that's it. I think all the other set 4 trainers are just set 4. And I appreciate not a lot of people want to properly get into the Frontier. A lot of people, this is a good automatic stop. A lot of people, they might want to like play Gen 4 again and try and get some gold symbols, which is a good goal. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, even when the games were brand new, a lot of people stopped at gold. I stopped at gold when Gen 4 came out. I remember it took me ages to get Factory Gold, but I stopped when I got it. I didn't keep going. What I'm really excited for, I'm really hoping that if new people come in, like Exarian did, they can come in with new team ideas, because the one thing that's a little bit stale right now is the teams. Like, I guess the Ninjask idea that I came up with is slightly new, and Squilliams played that to a very good streak as well, with, I can't remember if you chose Yanma or Ninjask in the end. And it's like the Driftblim team that I have in Gen 4 Tower Singles is like, it's not really that new. Like, it's an outgrowth of earlier teams. And I don't have a great idea for Gen 3 Tower for fully unique teams. So it's tricky. I'm actually, the thing is, I'm not a SpongeBob fan. I've got no idea. Squilliams is in the Discord. Yeah, I was back in like 2010 as a teenager. I was way more into PvP. Way more into it. It's Tobias. So what's tricky about this is it can explode. If it doesn't explode, it's going to air cutter or Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball breaks a sub. I wonder if I stay in or not, because if Garchomp faints, Machamp is a big problem. I'm kind of tempted to just go Blissey. What do I do? Let's go Blissey first, because I kind of want Driftblim to explode. It can explode at full HP. It's about a 2% chance. The question now is, do I want to switch to Suicune? See, this could be a mistake. Levitating and Flying Ghost can be awkward. See, Driftblim 4 is the most awkward one out of all the Driftblim and Gengar sets. It's tricky now to play this. I think I go for probably +3. It's either +3 or +4. The fact I'm level 53 does probably mean I should go for +3 though, I think. Okay, that's big. And now Surf does more damage than HP Electric, even though HP Electric is super effective. Surf is 142 power. HP Electric is 140. I'm aware that Twitch chat is a lot more knowledgeable than the YouTube crowd, but it's a kind of question I kind of anticipate people having. Okay, we crit just in case it was a roll. And that should always be Machamp in second because of Thunder Punch. And we don't actually kill. What was that? Was that a special attack? I mean, when Gen 5 came out, I was very disappointed there was no Frontier. Like, there was a Pokemon World Tournament, but it's very difficult to explain as a casuals, but Pokemon World Tournament is kind of rubbish. Like, it's a prettier thing with, like, it's got cool music and got, like, a load of recognizable characters, but it's way too easy. Thanks, Navad. Yeah, Battle Hall you can jump in quite easily. You don't have to worry too much about the AI because a lot of Hall is planning for safe ways to win fights. A lot of the Nuzlocke community really love preparing for fights. I think they really like Hall. The problem with Subway is it's just a bit... It's like the Tower, right? The Tower is the most boring facility. Like, the Tower is the worst Gen 4 facility. The Tower is not the worst Gen 3 facility, but that's mostly because the Pyramids and the Palace are so bad. Yeah, there are some pure geniuses. Anyway, this is a Psychic Trainer. Wow, we're going slowly today, but it's fine as long as I don't lose. I don't mind Durant. Like, is Durant any worse than Trick Scarf? I mean, it is, but in terms of how boring it is to play, it is worse, but it's not much worse, right? What is cool about the Subway, I guess, is doubles. There's more things to do in doubles in the Subway, it feels like. But I was just so disappointed that there was no thing. And then I was exceptionally disappointed when Gen 6 Auras came out and there was no Frontier. And there was like a little thing like, the Battle Frontier is coming soon. I was like, what do you mean it's coming soon? What do you mean? How can you put that in the game? It's just like... I would rather that wasn't in the game and they just pretended that they didn't know. It's just so silly. Yeah, a load of things got changed in Gen 6. A load of Pokemon got slight stat buffs. Like, didn't Blossom get like plus 10 base defense or something? Beaveries will know. The thing that is rough about the Hall is that it's just so slow. Like, the animations between fights, it just takes so long. I think the Hall would be so much better if it was like 5 seconds between fights. How would you take the Pokemon Glow? So my hot take about facilities is, let's say there's a Frontier in Gen 10. I think it might suck because there's been so much power creep. Like in Gen 4 and 5, it's already hard to contain everything you could face. But it's like, you gotta remember, the modern gens, they've got such a massive variety of really, really powerful things and very, very defensive things. It might just suck. It might feel very random. I think the factory in like Gen 9 and 10 would be awful. I think it would just be so difficult to plan. I think the fairy type would also kind of ruin it. VBs, I was saying that I think Blossom got buffed in Gen 6. I think it got like plus 10 defense or something. But maybe they would find a way. I mean, a factory in Gen 9 and 10, it could work, but they have to balance it so well. The designers of the game, they have to make sure that the good Pokemon don't get good sets. And I don't trust them to do that. I don't mind streaks being shorter. Like, the fact that Gen 4 Factory has shorter streaks doesn't bother me. But if I start a round... If you start a round and you get offered, like, a load of water and flying types, and, like, the first Pokemon is Jolteon 4 and you just lose, that is a horrible feeling. And I just feel like that would happen more often in Gen 9 and 10. It does sometimes happen in Gen 3 and 4, but it's kind of rare. I don't know what they would do, though. Anyway, we have a Jinx game. What is hard about this is that we won't know what comes in second. Claydol 3 is not a problem, but Claydol 4 is, and Claydol 4 will also beat Alakazam as a switch-in because of Explosion. Yeah, plus 10 defense. I remember it's something like that. Yeah, a lot of things got random buffs. They changed a lot of the game. So Trick Room would be horrendous for me. I can't let that happen. Aim for sand, surely. But what was really depressing about Gen 9 is, like... So in Gen 5, they got rid of the Frontier, right? And then Gen 6 and 7 still had a Battle Tower, basically. Gen 8, they got rid of the Battle Tower, having a streak. There's still a Battle Tower in Gen 8, but it's, like, really casual. But they added something called Restricted Sparring, which is really cool. Gen 8's Restricted Sparring is very interesting. And then, in Gen 9, there's just no Battle Tower. It's not even a casual one. There's nothing. And I remember complaining about Gen 8 not having a tower that's tracked the streak. But I was not aware that it could get worse. There was nothing in Gen 9. There was just nothing. It's really weird. Surely I Sword Stance. So yeah, Gen 8, it's like Gen 2. It's like Gen 2 Parasitized. You can go in and battle 7 trainers and come out, but that's it. There's no streak. And at the end of 7 trainers, I think you face Leon. It's just so lazy, right? If you're going to make the tower, how hard is it to add a thing that tracks a streak? Isn't that like the easiest thing ever? Like, I appreciate that the Frontier is more work. I don't know. Why would they change that? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it comes back. I've got a small amount of hope for Gen 10. So when did Gen 9 come out? Like 2022? Like, Gen 10 is going to come out next year. It's going to be 5 years. They've had a lot of time to put in, like, post-game fun stuff. If the Battle Tower is not in Gen 10, I don't think it's ever coming back. I've got a small amount of hope for it to come back, though. The BDSP towers. It's true. But it wasn't made by Game Freak, right? It's a PI. Ooh, crap. It's Bastiodon 3, Warlord 4, Mamoswine 3. Yeah, the Gen 8 tower was crap. Because you could bring anything. You could Dynamax in it. So it was easy. Restricted Sparring was so cool. One day we'll move on to restricted Sparring. I do want to cover that. Is Gen 10 on Switch 2? Yes. I think that's confirmed. It must be. Surely the facility gimmicks return in Champions. So to be clear, guys, I am not going to cover Champions at all if there's no PvE, and I don't think there will be. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I think other people do it really quite a lot better than me. Like, you know, will I have a unique spin that's better than like a Wolfie VGC video? No, I don't think so. I'm going to aim for this. Okay, late, but that's fine. Surely. The payment method in Champions, honestly, I was expecting it to be worse. It sounds like to get a lot out of it, you'll need a one-time purchase of about $6, and I think it's about $5 or $10 a month. So if you play a lot, that's not an unreasonable amount of money. But I don't know if I trust them to keep it completely free. I just don't understand who's going to play Champions, because, like, competitive Pokemon's never been very mainstream. And the competitive players I know, they're not going to leave Showdown for Champions. Like, the only ones who are going to do that are people who want to play VGC. No one else is going to do that. Do I need to boost? I feel like I don't. I feel like I just win, right? Because Mamo's free. I guess I want to boost for Mamo free. Okay. I'm more scared of Hail than Double Team, actually. Okay, and we hit first time. All too easy. All too easy. I don't know how much you know about Showdown. I know... So I have behind-the-scenes info about Showdown, which is confidential. But I will say that up until Champions, they were never going to shut Showdown down. I don't know how far the agreement goes, though. Because the Pokemon Company has been aware of Showdown for a very long time, and they were always happy with the situation, basically. They're fully aware of it. I'm worried that in their arrogance, they think that Champions is going to be great, and everyone who plays on Showdown will feel like it's a better product. And I don't think that's going to be true. And what might happen is that a lot of people get into competitive Pokemon through Champions, and then they discover that Showdown is way better, and then there's a lot of Showdown activity. If that happens, Showdown might be in trouble. That's my gut feeling. Alien. So yeah, I hope Showdown remains untouched. Showdown is an incredible resource. I mean, if they cease and this just Showdown, I feel like the competitive players I know, they're just going to leave. Yeah, old gens as well, exactly. I don't think they're going to bring old gens. I think they might do custom formats. I think they might bring back, like, Z moves. I'm trying to remember what was in the Wolfie VGC vid that I saw. There's like some kind of like Omni band. So I think it is meant to do Dynamax and Mega Evolution. It sounds like, and Terrestrialization. So I think they're going to support multiple gimmicks. What I don't think they're going to do is introduce a format where there's a physical special split. That seems very unlikely. What will be very interesting is, like, you know, will they change the power of Ice Beam to like 80? Will they ever feel that that's necessary? Will they change the base stats of Zacian one day? I don't know. They might do that. I don't know how much they care about being in line with the mainline games, because obviously it's a lot easier to patch things on Champions, which does give me some hope. Okay, so this match is quite easy. In theory. Slowdown is very good for me. Gen 3 OU battles with Fire Leaf Green. Oh my god, I don't know if anyone else saw it. I mentioned it earlier. I was watching the ADEF Fire Red Leaf Green Pokedex completion. So he was playing it with Ali. And basically it was a speed run to complete the Pokedex, which is difficult because you have version exclusives and so on. And I knew that you could trade between switches, and I was assuming that it would be really easy. But apparently it's a massive pain, and you have to be like right next to them. like with the Game Boy SP from like 2000 or something. And I was like, it blows my mind. You can't just like connect via wireless, or that the Switch 2 does not have better Bluetooth than that. But I was like, that's so sad. That's just like I don't know what to say. I mean, it's nice that they released Fire Red Leaf Green, I guess, but Jesus. Yeah, taking down Showdown would be extremely difficult. They could definitely shut down the GitHub repo and tell all the developers to stop working on it. But obviously, if you've cloned the project and you want to host it somewhere, yeah, I don't know how they would turn that off. It's a bit like ROMs, right? Like, Nintendo would love to delete emulators and ROMs from the internet, but they just can't. You just can't. #1 worldwide. It's Cecil. Which was actually obvious because it's set for... So it's always going to be Electivire in second. Electivire does not have Shucker Berry in arcade. God, you know, I think about it a lot with Jolteon 4, because I'm like, in theory, you can just Sword Stance, because Shadow Ball crit into Shadow Ball does not kill Garchomp, but Shadow Ball Spadef drop into Shadow Ball crit does. And I'm such a chicken, I never really go for it, and the fact that it just got a drop there really validates my opinion on that. North Korean Showdown server. I mean, what you got to understand about Showdown is there's a massive community of people who've played the competitive scene for like 5 to 15 years who just really like the battle sim like scene, and it makes complete sense. It's Maffy's here. Maffy knows a lot about Showdown. Idiot speaking. Why doesn't Electivire have Shuckle in arcade? Because in arcade, no one has any items unless the roulette board gives you items. Essentially, yeah. No deeper reason than that. Right, so this is Breloom 4. We just kill this. Outrage Surf. Yeah, I don't know. In practical terms, they can't really cease and desist Showdown. What they can do is, I guess, ruin people's ability to contribute to the project, which long term would slowly cause problems, but I don't know. I'm hoping Showdown doesn't get affected at all, obviously. Was that my Staffberry? That's very sad. Blissy's still got Staffberry. Yeah, if there were items in the arcade, I would have lost by now. Like, Quick Claw would have got me. I'm completely sure about that. Quick Claw or Bright Powder. It's a PI. Yeah, also no Sash. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. PI. Also no Sash. So unfortunately, Glalie has 2 PI sets. It has an Explosion set and has a Sheer Cold set. The enemies in Castle do have items. How do you feel about the Megas introduced in ZA? I think they're cool. A lot of people have this opinion that like the new megas are worse than the old megas. I've never felt like that. It's a bit like how people say that the Kanto Pokemon have better designs than later gens. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think there have always been good and bad designs in every gen. Anyway, so this can be Glalie 2 or Glalie 4. They will both switch in. Oh, it's slowed down as well, so I have good control here. In theory. We can do sand. Sand isn't a problem with Probopass. And I was late anyway. There's some hits and misses, yeah, exactly. It's always been like that, right? I mean, can't people think design's going downhill? You might be right. It's Internet Detective, it's Chester. So there is a very, very bad way that this match can go, which is that Explosion is used here and crits. I guess Signal Beam Confusion would also be a bad start, but specifically Explosion crit. Okay, use Mirror Coat. I do think Mega Starmie is stupid. I don't think that's controversial. It is quite funny, but I think it is more stupid than funny. Right, so let's find out what set you are. Because if it's the Blizzard Sheer Cold set, I want to try and fish for misses. It's the Ice Fang set. So do I want to just substitute down so it takes poison damage? I think I do. Because Suicune and Blissey can handle Probopass. And I might get a 5% Ice Fang miss. And I might get a 5% Ice Fang miss. Go on. I think Toad School was funny. That was a good one. I don't know. I feel like Legends ZA. I thought Legends ZA was fun. The one negative I had was the map was just really small. Or it felt really small. It felt very samey. A lot of areas of the map, which was disappointing because Legends Arceus's overworld design was very strong, I think. In relative terms, at least. So I was disappointed by ZA in that regard, but it's okay. But the moment-to-moment gameplay of ZA, I did enjoy. Happy to admit that. Almost knocked something over there. Yeah, I don't know, like, I remember there being leaks and people talking about Mega Starmie running on 2 legs. And I was like, oh, it's so dumb, I bet it's true. I don't know. They've always done silly things like this. I remember people making fun of the Ice Cream Pokemon with the Gen 5 leaks. Yeah, ZA did not feel like enough of an improvement for the next entry in the series. I agree Beaveries. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you like Vanish or not. I just remember people making fun of it. It's just, people always hate on the new stuff. This is a tricky one. I'm going to aim for this, I guess. That's the only good square on the board. That was terrible. Okay. Well, part of the reason Garchomp is good is because it can't be paralyzed. I guess I have to substitute and see if I can get in a aromatherapy against Ninetales. Yeah, the first match of the round is always a harder board. Although I did not want to be paralyzed, I'm actually somewhat pleased that I went for it because there were much, much worse options. Okay, so it's Ninetales free. I think I just set up. I think that's safer than switching. What's the worst outcome here? I think I'm fine. Because Vacuum Wave can't be used. And I think Legends Arceus was a really good game. It was very promising. It had problems, it had flaws, but I remember being very impressed by it. It feels like we took a step backwards. The worst outcome is if Fergus says no. Black belt Fergus. Another black belt. Oops. I'm moving that before I knock it over. It's a little bit of a scary one. I'm always a bit scared of Infernape critting me. I mean, If close combat crits, I do actually just lose here. it's just over. Like, unless I can dodge crits forever. Okay. I would like to hit 700. Don't speak the evil to resistance. It is going to happen at some point. I've dodged quite a few losses where crit was loss. At some point, I'll face a game where crit kills me. It's sleep. That's actually really good. Particularly if it's sleep on Infernape or Machamp. Yeah, there's that Battle Reverie thing. And apparently Weavile is broken. I looked into that briefly. I would love for... I don't know, what do I do if Infernape's asleep? Because I don't know how I feel about risking it versus Infernape for... I guess it is always correct to sub though, right? The upside of winning, okay, it is faster as well, so it's 1 or 4. Okay, that's huge. We probably do win now. Lucario first. I don't think it matters which one. It won't use Raw. The fact that Infernate was faster does scare me a bit there. I might have dodged a loss. It only needs to close combat crit Garchomp and I'm almost dead. Oh, there's a Indigo challenge. I know what you mean. I don't know what that's called. I know what you mean though. In the city. Your overlay that reads spreadsheet. Oh yeah, that's a known problem with the old spreadsheet, is that sometimes Razor Fang and Razor Claw are the wrong way around. I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you for pointing it out. I will. I have to go in and fix that at some point. It's just something I'm just going to procrastinate doing that forever, it feels. You have to not only know and look out for the sets, but you also have to know the sprite difference between Fang and Claw. So, yeah, you are the first person to notice, I think. This is probably a Ranger or a Ace Trainer, which would make it set 4. Path of Solitude, yeah, that's it. I'm not sure if that was this one or this one. Ooh, crap, okay. I'm gonna go for Paralysis. Okay. So you be a tiny bit careful of Guts. Although if it is set 4, it's Elise. Pokemon Ranger Elise. It is set 4, it means. Yeah, what do I do here? Because the paralysis is actually really, really annoying. As it means that cross-drop crit can kill Suicune. Do I substitute? I could substitute and then switch. And then substitute 2 more times. If Suicune does faint, that's the end of the cross-drop PP. Garchomp's at a quarter life. There's no Bright Powder or Manectric. The problem then is that Guts Hariyama can actually beat Blissey. Oh no, it's a bit of a tricky scenario actually. Alternatively, I could just use Substitute and hope that I get a 20% miss or a 25% full paralysis. It is quite likely to trigger one of those two. Or I just Earthquake. The reason I'm a bit worried about Earthquake is that if I do get crit by Hariyama 4, Torterra 4 becomes a little bit of a danger. I need a... Let me think. Hariyama 4, let's say Hariyama 4 crits me here now. What am I doing? I have to go Suicune and Calm Mind. Then Manectric is in. Torterra 4 is 202 HP. It takes 110 HP in recoil using Wood Hammer. It also takes 50 from Seismic. It then dies to Surfright. So I do win. I do win. There's an added complication, which is that I'm not sure if Earthquake into +1 Surf kills Hariyama. And if it doesn't, I'm in actual big trouble. So perhaps I don't Calm Mind then, right? I just Surf. so I would lose to double crit. But that feels acceptable. I don't think there's a better way of playing around this than double crit loss. We'll begin with Earthquake. Aaron cry. I would love to crit. That would be perfect if I crit. Okay. There's no scope lens, but it is a high crit move. It is 12.5%. Okay. Not only is it no crit, it isn't guts. It's thick fat. Does anything change now? I don't think so. Torterra's coming in. I don't see a reason to not go Blissey. Might even be best to go Suicune. Weirdly. I guess it can Earthquake here, right? Maybe I do need to sack. Substitute twice and Outrage. A bit worried about Overgrow. I wonder if I just go Blissey. I think I just go Blissey, right? Okay, that's the worst case scenario. A crit high roll Earthquake would be very bad. New question then, do I recover here? Because Earthquake will also kill. It'll be random between Woodhammer and Earthquake. I want to see you use Woodhammer, I think. I think we're going to do this until it Woodhammers. Okay. So it's now dead to Outrage and I win. Yeah, Outrage into Surf with the Woodhammer recoil would kill Torterra. This is a sign of how much of a chicken I am. I am actually a little bit concerned about Manectric sometimes beating Blissey. Okay. It sounds ridiculous, and it is a bit ridiculous, but without Natural Cure being possible to activate, it can get multiple paralysis turns into me. I think sacking Garchomp there would have also been fine, though. I'm continuing to scam my viewers with the broken redeems. Sorry, guys. This is Janice, right? Which is set free. One day I'll hook that back up. Right now I'm a bit worried about my PC exploding. Maybe one day we'll play Aaron Hall again. That's not going to happen though. That's just a joke. I'm the biggest Battle Hall hater. I hope people realise that. You guys are lucky you have CISO. Because I'm not playing Battle Hall. The Lego Yoda sound redeem. Aaron is sent out. Yeah, it's Janice, set free. safest way to do this. Probably lead off substitute. Do you break the sub with the second ring out? Probably not. Let's go Blissey though, it's fine. It shouldn't use Reflect again now. Do I want to risk the crit? Not really. You are out. Reflect is obviously not going to save Manectric. Nice Fisher. Dugtrio 3 is so evil. I'm glad I played that properly. Dugtrio 3 is high up on the list of Pokemon that can just kill almost any team. Dragon Tamer? No, Legendary Spammer. Oh, I've forgotten. It's not Charlie. Who's the other guy? Who's the other ace trainer? God, I'm so rusty. Crap, I can't remember. I'm losing it. It's over. Stavros, no, he's tier 4. My mind keeps going to Zane, but it's not Zane. I know it's not Zane. Daphne is the girl. It's Chloe and Daphne. Daphne is set 4, Chloe is the legendary trainer. Whatever. Thanks, Crimson. Can I lose this? I don't think I can lose this. I just need to be careful against Moltres 3. Does Trick Room matter? If I go Trick Room and I go Blissey, is that a problem against Moltres? Don't think so. I don't really want to risk anything else. Yes, I can though. Easy. Never mind. Now that we've totally burned the fire type. Sawyer. Okay. I wasn't close to remembering that one. I don't feel bad now. For a second, I thought Moltres was shiny. I swear. Okay, no. It's Solar Beam. I was about to say I swear it's always Moltres 3, but it's not. Have I got clearance to Swords Dance attack? Not really. Cresselia line. It's fine. Zapdos is not going to multi-crit with Drill Peck into Blissey, I've decided. Why does Zapdos 3 have Twister? That's a great question. Don't you dare Ice Beam me. Okay. Okay, sure. Sure, to be fair, Cresselia did not Ice Beam. It crit Psychic instead. No, did exactly what I told it to. The order does not matter here. But it is better to go Blissey so that we can natural cure Thunderbolt potentially. Know a few trainers. It's the deep lore. Not just knowing the sets, but knowing some of the trainers. The factory is quite a good way of learning the trainers, but the problem with factory is normally you have to pay attention to the match, so you're not paying attention to the quotes. It's a picnicker. Okay, so Rhyperia 4 is a bit of a problem sometimes. Tangrowth 4 is also a little bit of a problem sometimes. That was not as well balanced as I thought it was. Donphan. It would be scary if I had to face items, but I don't. Was that here? Surely I go for one of these. It's a big target. You think it's Inga? Who is it? Freddy, unlucky. Brody and Graham. I always remember Maddox. Maddox is a crazy name. He lives in the woods. He's a camper. He's Freddy. I think on a very technical and precise level, I'm supposed to sword stance here, but I'm just so concerned about Earthquake crit. Particularly with Donphan in the back. Makes me want to go Suicune. It'll be Tangrowth in next, but it's 21 IV Tangrowth. It's not a real threat, really. Oh, I know I'm supposed to sword stance. I know I am. I just don't want to. Because if I don't sword stance, I'm in some trouble against Tangrowth, right? Switching to Suicune and Tangrowth comes in, that's very awkward. I guess if we get crit by Earthquake on Garchomp, what we do is we set up Suicune, right? Which is a bit scary. God, I don't know what to do actually. Let's not get crit. That would be a great start to the match. Just Hammer Arm. Ugh. Hammer Arm crit can't kill, but Earthquake crit can. I thought it crit. Actually, really thought it crit. So, because of the HP down, we don't have to worry about Solid Rock here. 21 IV Tangrowth we can kill. There's no reason not to go for Substitute though. Surprising, I haven't mixed Gen 3 and 4 up as much as I thought I was going to. But it is a valid fear. And now we get a Power Whip miss to reward our substitute play. Not quite. Okay. Honestly, I was expecting Tangrowth to potentially live that on low, but it's fine. So because she's got electric and normal types, this is going to be Miranda or... God, who's her other name? Miranda or the other one. They're set 4 trainers, basically. It's bothering me that I can't remember the other one's name. Helene, that's it. But we like Miranda because she's the idol who's actually an actress. I don't like risking this. I mean, we're fine. We don't need anything to win this game. If I had to stop it, I would go for the burn tile at the bottom, I guess. The way I play the roulette is I like to go for a tile where the tile before and the tile after are safe. If I miss by 2 tiles, I kind of deserve it. Landsat. Gonna crit them. It is Miranda. I think that it breaks the sub at 21 IV. Does it even matter? Luxray's coming in second. I mean, Luxray could have Intimidate, and then I can potentially lose to extremely bad hacks. Extremely, extremely bad. Hello, Umi Force. Go for the pre. I don't think Signal Beam kills the sub. I'm wrong. Do it again. Intimidate. Oh, it's the thing where because Luxray is completely ineffective into Garchomp, it can't switch in. It's not considered because it scores 0 in Switch AI. Yeah, I forgot that. It doesn't matter though. Right. We've only actually done... Did we start at 665? Only done 21? God, that's a bit lame. Being enjoying YouTube. Nice. Let's do one more round. So we didn't reach 700, but it's fine because we'll reach 693 easily. It's never Moltres set free. That's the rule. It's never Moltres free. You know what? I've been pleased by the lack of Mamoswine today. It's always a good day when there aren't many Mamoswines. You think it's Venita? It might be. Surprisingly, I can win this game fairly easily while paralyzed. I think I'd rather go for the berry square though. Nice, okay. Because berries remain throughout the whole round, and specifically Lum and Citrus can be really useful. Salak is also potentially quite useful. Hilda. It was a good guess. Right, let's substitute again. I don't want to blunder into Moltres free. Yeah, it's 1 or 4. It's the legendary birds. Moltres, Articuno, and Honchkrow. I know what you mean. That's slightly annoying. Do I value the damage? Not in any rush, really. Got double burned. That's what I was scared of. It would be nice if Moltres got fully paralyzed one of these turns. There we go. The game listens to me. I want to go all the way. I need to stall the air/PP as well. I really thought my Slackberry was safe. I wish Blissey was a bit safer when it came to these kind of stall outs. The Slackberry makes you want to stay in. I don't think I actually want to kill this. I think I'm sufficiently scared of potentially losing the battle to Articuno's nonsense. Okay. If it gets a boost, I might have to... Yeah, I might have to go for the no setup plan. Has this been a team for the entire streak? Yes, pretty much. I think we need to rest here. We are in danger of air/crit. I'd love to stay in for one more turn, but we shouldn't. Ooh. I'm not opposed to doing a Suicune sweep. I'd rather go Garchomp. Is there any information from this? I don't think so. It can be anything in the back, can't it? Yes. Articuno 4 can survive Surf, but it's fine. Yeah, it wasn't Articuno 4. It's an ice trainer. Shit. Slackberry might unironically be very useful here. I think it's Lou. It's either Lou or Thad. Lou, Thad, and... oh, what's the other one's name? There's 3 each, isn't there? Or was it just Lou, Thad, Opal, and... oh, I'm so rusty. Enjoyed the XE video. The Aura video, the Aura games are funny. I feel like people hate them or love them. I feel like they're pretty divisive. I think they're flawed. They're definitely flawed, but I don't think they're bad. A lot of people say they are really terrible, and I think the difference is they're a lot more like regular Japanese RPGs. Like, they expect you to grind. A lot of modern games don't expect that from the player. I'm gonna go for this. I was kind of hoping I'd be late. Oh, the Sparkles stream. Is this Sparkles as in the Colosseum YouTuber / speedrunner? Who did a... she did a... did they do a video on the Entei match or something? The Dakim? And they did another video on Shadow Pokemon, I think. Yes. I hope they upload soon. I think on their Patreon they said they were working on a video. I hope it comes together soon. Running a thief here. Yeah, it's Lou. Good prediction. I don't follow Speedwing at all. So I don't know what you mean by wrong Espeon. I'm assuming it's some kind of RNG minute thing. Thinking about this. How bad is it if Lissy faints? Pretty bad. Okay, we're going Suicune. Freeze me. Go on. Disappointing. Yeah, I'm familiar with Espeon Typhlosion being the strategy. There might be value in just attacking here. Because if Regice comes out second, I'm probably switching. It doesn't make sense to use one Calm Mind. It's either two Calm Minds or just Surf. I think I'd rather play this safe. Got visions of Night Slash critting here. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Weavile 4. Because it's Jolly and Weavile 1 is Adamant. Yeah, it must be. Regice. Okay, so the danger here is Regice 1. Do I have to stay in to avoid the worst case scenario? How do I feel about Regice 2 using Double Team? It's quite likely to be Regice 1 or 4, obviously, but 2 would be pretty bad. If I allow 2 to just free Double Team. It is in sand, but it's still got a lot of turns to cause mayhem. I think I stay in. And I think I just Surf. It's the best way of playing around Regice 1 and 2. Okay, it's 4. That's fine. Interesting, the opening cutscene is 60 FPS, even though the game is 30. That's quite funny, I didn't know that. Surely it's Blissey. I want to go for a mini setup. It doesn't feel necessary. At the same time, I think I always free shot regardless of whether or not I go now because of the sand chip. And if I T-Wave Seismic soft-boiled Seismic, that's probably also enough. Nice miss. Okay. Gosh, it's going to be close, right? I think I'm just going to Seismic. Yeah, correct. How do I lose here? Hail, surely. It's always Hail that produces a loss. close to know what to do between Seismic and T-Wave. There's reasons to do both against Glaceon 3. I think I would rather get the damage in though. Particularly if it's Glaceon 1. Okay. If it freezes, I switch, definitely. Well, doesn't matter anymore. The sand made a huge difference this game to how safe I could play it. He has a cold. He's not at the top of his game. Fair enough. It's a set 4 trainer. It's a poker fan. It's been a while since I faced the Wheezing 4 lead. Can't remember if I used to go Blissey or not. It must be correct. Because there's no point setting up here. Yeah. You think it's Simon? I didn't catch which one it was, and I can't risk it. Problem is, they all kind of suck after that. Oh. I'm gonna have to go for this one, I think. Perfect. It's the only one you remember. It's a good one to guess if you only know one of them. Fan Club Division Manager. Very good guess. Yeah, Turner. But Simon's the Fan Club Manager. What am I afraid of by switching out? I can't think of it. Because Swampert is always... I just Swords Dance, it's over. The double crit? You didn't crit Raichu though, you messed up. The very necessary double crits. Use this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Daphne or Elise. Like Daphne has not shown up this stream. What is the strat for Venu again? Do we sub on Sludge? I can just go Blissey, I guess. Just go Blissey, I guess, yeah. What is my item again? It's Salac, right? Salacberry? I don't know. This game is quite easy, to be honest. Just need to be on the lookout for Lopunny, because 31 IV Lopunny is faster than Garchomp, and Dizzy Punch can confuse. It'll be Ranger, Elise, or Ace Trainer, Daphne. I'm gonna go for the... I don't know, if I'm early, it's so dangerous, right? And Sun is kind of neutral. I'm gonna leave it on Sun. Because Fog is a terrible, terrible tile. It's Elise again. Like, stay in or just Blissey? I guess I can stay in for free. Nice poison. What is this lug? Okay. There's no actual reason to switch to Garchomp yet. Although it might not look like it, this is actually a tower trick team. It is unreasonable that Blissey is able to do that relatively easily against so many Pokemon. There's more campers, set 4. It's not a problem. Like, yeah, Metagross 4 is usually a problem, but it's got no Quick Claw. What did Squilliams get? 360? Is Andre? Freddy is going to be my guess. Oh, Freddy's a picnicker, isn't he? Anyway. Yeah, I was saying at the beginning of the streak press dies that I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna... I'm not gonna play Arcade again for a very long time, that's for sure. Okay, good. Can I fish for... Fishing for Focus Blast crits misses is free, right? Being full health does not matter against Metagross, particularly with Rain up. Yeah. I risk nothing by doing this, and we get the immediate miss. Bum, bum, bum. Is Speaking max speed? No, Speaking is EV to outspeed base 85s. Now this might be Charlie. It's either going to be Charlie or Gunther, I think. Is it Pokemon Ranger Gunther? phones you have. I've got a Fold 7. Galaxy Fold 7. It's funny. Automatic skip. I'll take it. It's like kind of new. It's like 8 months old, the model. Yeah, it is like it's a new phone. I bought it a few months ago when my old phone broke. Arrow. This guy's team is a bit scary, actually. I don't bother with insurance. I've never broken a phone. My previous phone broke, meaning that its battery died. No, insurance is like a scam. It's really expensive. I would like some assistance on this match. I don't really like facing Aero 2. I mean, do I go for it? I wanted the trick room or the level up. I was early. It's not a bad outcome though. I mean, my old phone was perfectly fine apart from the fact that the battery was dying. It's Tyrell. At least it's not Boyce. Do I always have to go Suicune here? I think I do. Thought of Ice Fang crit or freeze, this, it's really scary. Interesting. Is he gonna Stone Edge me? It's a bit tempting to rest, but Stone Edge being high crit turns me off that idea. I don't know, like, rest, Garchomp on the next Stone Edge, come back in, Stone Edge. Complete the rest talk. I think it's fine, right? No crit. Crit. No crit. Yeah, no items in arcade. This is a slow process. I guess it is technically safe unless I'm scared of being double crit. If I'm double crit, I T-wave and set up Garchomp on struggle, right? It's not too bad. That was safe though. What's in the back? T-Tar Shuckle? Just thinking, can I actually lose the T-Tar 4 from this position? Because it's not going to double Dragon Dance. T-Tar 1 doesn't matter. I actually attack now. Its Shuckle does not matter. It's alright, I have also forgotten about items in the arcade. And I'm the one playing. It has happened to me. It's very difficult to forget that Pokemon have their items. Shuckle first, so it's not T-Tar 2. I don't want to get hit by Swagger. I don't think that's a good idea. You can only live if it's 1 or 4. Yeah, it was very likely to be 3 then. And I skipped the battle, so it's off by 1. So we didn't hit 700. But more importantly, we didn't lose. There's 28 games today, which is not bad. So I will be back Wednesday with Pike. No, one more. I have to go to bed. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. So yeah, back on Pike on Wednesday. Same time. Is anyone playing Frontier? We had a very brief scare against Infernape, didn't we? That was it, kind of, for today. Also, I misplayed, but we don't talk about that. I don't know, do we raid a Kaizo stream or do I just go to bed? God, the Twitch UI is so horrible. You just want to find a stream. Okay, whatever. Can't be bothered, sorry guys. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. See you later.